What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are here for another episode of my F1 22 My Team Career Mode series. Now if you guys watched the last episode, you guys will know that this is now an Andretti career mode because we've done an Andretti takeover. We did have our original team, which was the Nekrews Racing, for 6 races of the season, and I just kind of thought we need to maybe shake this My Team series up because everyone, you know, does the same sort of thing, and I thought I'd try something different. So we went with Andretti, and the last race was not too bad. We didn't score any points, unfortunately. It was all right, but we could have done a lot better, and just our car just didn't work at Azerbaijan pretty much. But did have a lot more confidence coming into Canada. We had a few upgrades coming to the car for this weekend, as it is actually round 8 of this championship. I got my races wrong last time around. It's because I did a double race in one of the videos, and yeah, so round 8 of this championship, and once again, as you can see with the weather, it does look like it could be raining for the race again. So last time out in Azerbaijan, it did start off dry and then go to wet. It does look like it's been very similar this weekend for the Canadian Grand Prix. And as we start our qualifying lap here, we did quite well in practice. We got P10 actually, and we weren't pushing too much, but luckily our car, I just feel like our car works well on these street sort of circuits. And I'm proving that here as we come across the line. Sainz has done a 109.3, we've done a 110.1, not under the 10s unfortunately, but we're ahead of Albon at least, 8 tenths off the pace, and that is with more pace to come, and we're saving the best till last year with our final run of this qualified session. We're currently 16th, which is normally where we're qualified, dropped down to 18th here, but as you can see as we come out the final corner, we're 6 tenths up on our lap, and it's a very big margin there. We've fully sent it on this final lap, and just like that, we are P8 for the start of this race, our best qualifying position of the season so far. Well, statistically anyway, we have been quite high up for, you know, with penalties and stuff, and just like that, P8, first top 10 for Andretti, and Fernando Alonso's done exactly the same time of us there. That's quite interesting. So I think we must have done the time first, which is how the rule works, and we've managed to snatch P8 for the Grand Prix. Now, if this was last season, we would have been starting on the soft tyres, but luckily with the new rules, we can start on any tyres we want. And as you can see there with Oscar was about 4 tenths off our pace, so it was very close between the entire pack, and within about a tenth or so was gained within a good, I don't know, a good 3-4 positions. And look at that, Lewis Hamilton starts P10 there as well, and we now start P7. That is because Sergio Perez has taken a grid penalty, which is quite good for us as well, so we've got a good chance of points depending how good our race pace is. And with strategies as well, we're trying something completely different to the other guys on the grid, because the rain coming very late onto the Grand Prix. Now I have done a few races on Canada in the past and previous games, not on career mode and stuff, because I've not done career mode for a while, but just playing the game myself, 50% races to enjoy the game. And I do know the tyre degradation is quite good around here, so what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and perform a miracle this Grand Prix. We're going to start on the hard tyres and try and extend the stint all the way until when the rain comes. Now it's a big risk we're taking here because the weather could change within a click of a finger and our strategy is ruined, and that's us right there at the back. But we're on the hards, everyone around us has chosen the medium compound tyres. We're going to probably fall back quite early on, depends on how good our race pace is. We do know our race pace is better than our qualifying pace. We're about to find out here. The lights are on and off we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. And for once actually, it's been a very good start. We've actually got a better start than Magnussen. Down the inside we go on George Russell there in the first corner. Schumacher's now up into third near enough alongside Leclerc. We're going round the outside of Russell here. Somehow we have got better traction around the outside. Russell still hanging on. We come across, it's very close contact with George Russell there. We managed to hold on. We've gained 2 places off the start of this Grand Prix, which is quite unbelievable. We are on the hardest tyre, and we've probably just done our best start yet, but it's not over yet, the battle, because George Russell is now down our inside, and now we're trying to hold the position from George Russell. He's now round our outside now, very close with him. He's going to get into the slipstream, and Magnussen's fighting with Alonso there as well, as Schumacher's now starting to drop us, and Russell goes round the outside. Can he make the move? No, he doesn't. He's backed off there. So we're still regaining P5 at the start of this race, but as we head on to lap 2, now Russell has now caught us and passed us. We don't want to fight him too much because we do want to save our tyres, as our wear is 4% at the end of lap 2, so if we can calculate that, that should give us many more laps to come. Lap 5 here, Magnussen's now got past us, he's up into P6, we fall down back to where we started, near enough into the Wall of Champions there as well. We understood quite a lot into that final corner, A few laps later, through goes Alonso, and we're actually not losing too many positions. I thought we were going to be falling back quite a lot, but as the laps went on until lap 12, the tyres actually come back to us, and we're now catching Alonso. So we actually have decent pace here in this stage of the Grand Prix, and that's something you really love to see, because this could be quite crucial for our race later on. And now Sainz going past us there up into P7, because he's made his first pit stop off the Grand Prix. And now as we skip on, Sainz near enough into the back of Alonso. He's going to try and go round the outside of the Spaniard into the next corner we go, and it's actually slowed the two cars down, and we're going to try and take advantage of both of that there. We've got past Alonso into the slipstream of Sainz. Alonso comes back at us, and look at that, is that Lewis Hamilton? Yes it is. We've set a crazy dive down the inside of Sainz. We've regained the position. I do not know how that's happened, but near enough 4 wide that was there, which was quite unbelievable. Somehow no contact made. And now as we skip on to lap 15 of the Grand Prix, the front runners are now starting to make their pit stops. Leclerc has pitted, and he's going to come out right behind his teammate Sainz, but crucially behind us, because I don't know how long these guys are going to stay out for. Now that's the hard compound tyres for Leclerc, so I can only imagine he is now going to the end. So we crucially are going to be leading this Grand Prix after the drivers have made their pit stop. Now Sainz is on a different strategy to other drivers as well. He is on the mediums, and I suppose he's going to go for the mediums again to the end of the Grand Prix. Schumacher's pitted alongside Russell, leaves us second in this Grand Prix so far, as we're now on to lap 18, and the sky is getting a lot more darker, as you can see there, and Leclerc is gaining on us here. We are fighting for technically the lead of this Grand Prix. Leclerc's actually made a mistake, and he's going to rejoin and near enough hit the back of Max Verstappen. We need to take a replay of that. That is as close as you like to contact. Leclerc, white. Oh, he's actually skiffed Verstappen. Like, Verstappen actually went to the Wall of Champions. Just made contact with his rear tyre, and Verstappen slightly hitting the barriers, getting away with it. Now we're on to lap 19. Verstappen's turn to have a go at us here. He's made the dive down the inside. He's going to have DRS as well, unfortunately for us. I don't think we're going to be able to fight him back here. We're trying to save our airs. We're deploying everything we can right now. It's actually quite crazy that we're keeping up with the Red Bull and Ferrari. Verstappen going heavily defensive into this last corner, which I don't know why, and it's actually gave us a very good exit there, but unfortunately for us, he's still got DRS, but we're not paying attention to Leclerc, because Leclerc is now firing past us into the first corner. We go, Verstappen's wide. We're 3 wide here. Unbelievable as we go round the outside. Leclerc near enough hitting us. Verstappen's just ahead of us here. I don't know how Verstappen's managed to hold on to that, but he's defending so much. I have to say the AI are very good at defending and racing on this game, and we're still trying to have a go at Verstappen here. He's defending for all his might, and we're so close to 3 of us. Now we send a dive. Verstappen's went wide again. He's made a mistake, and he's now dropped down to P4, technically P3, when Sainz pits, and Leclerc all over the back of us here. He pulls alongside us. He's made the move. Shall Leclerc into second? No, he's not. He's locked up as well. Leclerc and Verstappen, constant mistakes, lock up after lock up, and we're now back into second place. And as I say that, it's now time for the leaders again. Are they pitting? Who's that pitting? Is that Leclerc? Leclerc's came into the pit, so I don't know if there's been wing damage on Leclerc there, but he is now out of the running order for the lead of this race. And just like that, as we head on to lap 22, Sainz has made his final pit stop onto the hards. Now he'll be flying trying to catch us here. He's actually just out the pit exit now, so whatever happens for the lead here, he's still got a chance catching us up. We lead from Verstappen, Russell and Schumacher and Magnussen there. Near enough not leading, because we near enough stacked it out of the second corner, which we don't want to do. As we now head on to the end of lap 22, Verstappen has a run at us here. Look at that, the two Hasses are charging at us as well. There's a bit of contact with his rear tyre there. We have to let Verstappen go. We're trying everything we can. No, we're not, because we're fighting back here. Look at us trying to go around the outside. Near enough getting Max Verstappen back. The fact that we are able to do these sort of defending and re-overtaking in this car at this stage of the season is quite incredible, and I'm quite excited for the future if this is how this car is going to perform at street tracks like this. Just remember as well, we are on older hard tyres as well, so we're going to be struggling a lot more than other drivers, but the rain will be coming soon. And here's George Russell, he's going for it, and we've near enough made contact with Russell. We tried to get the position back, we just can't do anything about it. These cars are too powerful for us. And now Schumacher, this is Mick Schumacher in the Haas, and now we're going to be going side by side with Mick Schumacher to the last corner. Will he do what Leclerc did? He's near enough made the move, made a mistake there, and it's very slow. It's a very slow exit for him out of the final corner. Now a few laps later, the rain has now started to come down, and just like that, the strategy that we have taken a risk at the start of this race has paid off heavily. Now that is just quite incredible because we now are P3 in this race as everyone is now starting to pit. It's a race in the pit stops here. Now if the two drivers ahead of us, which is Verstappen and Russell, get hold up, we could be within a chance of getting ahead here. Very close with Russell and Max Verstappen on the exit. Look at that, we've got ahead of Verstappen there. So he's been held up clearly because there was a good gap between us going into the pit stops. And we've enough stacked out the pit exit trying to get tyre grip back into the car. It's going to be very hard to get the tyres up to temperature at this stage of the race when the rain has just started to come down. Schumacher regains fourth. Magnussen's lost out heavily. Virtual safety car deployed here on lap 29. I do not know what that is for. I think it's for a retire. I'm looking on the map and I do see a light blue icon. It's Ocon. Ocon is now retiring and I see a car pull over. That's George Russell. George Russell is retiring from the Grand Prix. You just cannot write this stuff. We are coming on to lap 30 of this race with the virtual safety car still deployed. Here's the replay of George Russell. Absolute heartbreak for Russell there for Mercedes. He was on to getting his first win, but instead his DNF has put us in a position to possibly winning this race. That is though if we can hold off the mighty Max Verstappen. Now we know how good he is in the rain, and also I've just noticed as well that has put Schumacher up into P3 and defending from Max Verstappen here, our first defence in this battle for the Grand Prix win. And now we're on to lap 34. We're still ahead of them here, by the way. We've actually got good pace in the rain. Verstappen's now in the lead. He's now made the move into the next corner. Can we get the cut back here? We're trying everything we can. Bit loose with the rear from Max Verstappen there out of the corner. We're going to try and deploy everything we possibly have. 50% airs. We have Verstappen defends quite well into the next corner. We go down the inside. It was so close to contact with our front wing there. Somehow we've not done it. Verstappen gets a great exit. Look at us, there's 5 cars going for the win here. Not even that, there's quite a lot of cars very close actually, but you know what I mean. And now we're on to the straight. We're weaving left, right. Don't want to weave too much though. I mean, we probably won't get a penalty because it is the game, but in real life we would. We're defending from Max Verstappen into the final corner. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's going to be very close. He's went over the sausage curb there, and we've just held on. And that's giving Schumacher a run. Sainz and Schumacher are going for it. Everyone is going for it onto this final lap here. Schumacher tries to defend from Verstappen. We go defensive in the first corner. Verstappen's went wide again. He's done it again. Once again he's went wide. That is quite unbelievable there. Another mistake from Verstappen. We are struggling to get the traction out of the second corner. We're holding on to this Grand Prix win here. Schumacher can't throw an attack on us. He's too far back. It's quite unbelievable that Schumacher is in second here, but I'll tell you what is more unbelievable. We are coming around the final corner, round 8 of this championship. We're a back marker team. We've crossed the line and we've actually won the Canadian Grand Prix. I cannot believe that's just happened. What an absolutely incredible race. I am getting deja vu as well because if any of you guys watching this have been subscribed to the channel for years now, when I did my F1 2016 career mode, I believe my first win in my career mode was at Canada, and we've just done it again. So clearly Canada is a lucky trap for us. We had luck on our side today with the rain coming down at the perfect time, and Russell retiring as well during the VSC. You just can't write stuff like this. We have won for Andretti Autosport. Now that right there could decide where we finish in the Constructors' Championship. We were sitting P9 and we were pretty much fighting the Astons and the Williams. We had a slight advantage and we were closing on AlphaTauri, but I'm pretty sure with that result, 25 points, we are going to be straight up there, at least P7 I think, because between 6th and 11th in the Constructors there wasn't too many points in it, but now from that result it will be an absolutely stunning championship position for us, I'm sure. But the fact that Mick Schumacher has rounded off this result as well in P2 is quite incredible. So it's not like just we've won, then it's Verstappen and Sainz. It's Schumacher as well for Haas. And it's a shame that Magnussen had to wait in the pit stops because I'm pretty sure Magnussen could have been right up there as well. You never know, we could have had a Haas 2 and 3 on the podium. But the big news is today, we have won our first victory. Something that I was not expecting to see at all for a very long time. At least season 2, and the fact we've done it within 8 races of this championship is quite incredible. You just can't write races like this, and these are the races we love about the sport in F1. It is fantastic stuff, and Magnussen finished 6th in the end, so that was a shame for him. But look at the gap. The top 7 finished within 4 seconds, which is quite incredible. And I'm trying to look around for points in that. Leclerc was 10th with Perez 9th, so that's not going to do them any well. I don't know what Oscar was all about today as well. Oscar was absolutely nowhere, so I wish he'd really up his game. We're trying to improve him, but nothing is happening. And because of that huge result, we have jumped from I believe it were like 13th up to 10th in the championship with 36 points, right behind Norris. And look at that. Because of the result, again, we are 6th in the Constructors' Championship. Now, we need to try and hang on and gain as many points as we can because we're going to have Alpine and Alfa Romeo coming firing right back at us. But I actually think we're possibly fighting for 8th now, and we've massively extended our lead over Williams and Aston Martin. I think we're covered for the rest of the season. Unless Williams get a 1-2, then that'll be quite incredible. And I'm showing you the race director here because look at all these pit stops. I see 2 to 3 pit stops, and then here's us, big brain, right at the top, 1 stop. Hard to inters. That is just like fantastic. I mean, it's all about strategy calls, trying to take advantage of these race scenarios. It did help we were quite far up on the grid as well. If we were lower down, maybe we could have been good points, top 7, I'm not sure, top 8. I don't know how the races are going to work. And there you've seen we're just re-signing Oscar for the second half of the season. We can't replace him. We've not got enough money because we're spending our money on certain upgrades that we need for the team at this stage. Oscar isn't doing too great right now. I will think about, you know, I don't want to sound harsh, like firing him at the end of the season, maybe getting another driver. We might save our money up just to get a decent driver, but obviously that depends who we get. They're going to want to be at the front. You know, we don't want to sign Lewis Hamilton because he's at the front fighting for the championship right now. And if he comes to Andretti, he's going to be quite farther back in the championship. Depends on how our car is. You know, we have the slowest car on vehicle performance, but we are trying to upgrade as much as we can, and we're having many failures unfortunately. But with all these upgrades coming through to Belgium, they're coming through early July, but we're going to have a lot of vehicle performance upgrades coming through to the second half of this season for the Belgium Grand Prix, but we're not there yet because the next Grand Prix we have got is the British Grand Prix, which is our home race. Not for Andretti though, obviously, but for ourselves anyway, and hopefully we can get a good result there. I'm not sure about winning the Grand Prix, but if we get another race like that today, then you never know, anything is possible. But yeah, we've got the British Grand Prix coming up, then we've got Austria with the sprint race, and then it's a big break until Belgium. Now I am trying to do as many uploads as career as possible. The upload schedule is a bit over the place right now just due to what I'm doing, you know, in my life and stuff, and hope you guys can understand that. And but when F1 goes off for its summer break in real life, obviously not in career, the career mode videos will fire out a lot more, just due to what I'm doing right now. It's just not too many. I'm uploading like this every 3-4 days, career mode stuff. I know it's not consistent, but once everything calms down and the recreation settled down, I'll fire as many career mode videos out as possible. Also, big shout out to CBR Ferrex once again for doing my video thumbnails. He's very good. Make sure to check him out on all social media platforms. He's very good at what he does, and as you can see with the thumbnails for these videos, I mean, come on, it's fantastic, isn't it? But yeah, remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new to never miss a career mode video, and also to help me reach 75,000 subscribers, which I'm trying to reach by the end of the year. So if you could do that, guys, that would mean a lot. Like the video as well if you enjoyed, comment below what you thought about the video as well, and yeah, I will catch you guys for the next video, which should be out very soon.
And it's lights out and away we go.